Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 19, and we're going to be looking at some images we got for the episode, some stills, and then also we're going to be looking at the opening minute. So a lot of great stuff in today's video. I'm excited to talk about it. Obviously, before I do get into it, general spoiler warning in case you are not caught up with The Walking Dead. And then also, if you are a fan of the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button because we have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. But other than that, let's get into the video. Alright, so we're going to start this off with the images. Here is the first image. We have Gabriel and Aaron. They're surrounded by walkers. We've been seeing this in the trailers and stuff like that. We're actually going to see it in the opening minutes. But yeah, this is that scene where they're fighting the walkers. Here is another shot of them. They're in the grass here. This is probably like earlier in the episode. Before they get to that building. Speaking of the building, here's this shot of Aaron. You can see the blood on his hands. So I mean, that is a lot of blood. It's probably from a walker or something like that. But yeah, this is like outside of that building they're trying to get into. I think they're trying to go from like building to building because here's the next image and they're at another building. And I think it's they have like a map, and they're going from location to location looking for supplies. And I actually think it was this building right here that Aaron said we should go back, and then Gabriel convinced him to go to one other one, which ended up being the one that Maze was at. Here Aaron and Gabriel are in the woods. They're just covered in mud. It's kind of hard to tell what they're doing. Here's another shot of them, and then one more. So they're just traveling, I think. In this one shot, you can see the blood on Aaron's head. So I think it's actually maybe after they encounter Maze. Because if I remember correctly, I think Aaron gets hurt when he was in that building. You can see like he's covered in blood. So I think they might be leaving. But I wouldn't be surprised if Maze and his group, which we still don't know his group, I'm thinking they're the Reapers. I wouldn't be surprised if they follow Aaron and Gabriel. That's why we're having these scenes from them outside. Speaking of Maze, we have this shot of him. He's sitting at the table that Aaron and Gabriel were playing cards there. So I'm interested in seeing if he is just having a conversation with them, because I don't know, it doesn't seem like he's out to like kill them, necessarily. I think he's just wanting to play games with them. Like, he's like Aaron, he captures Aaron and he makes Aaron put a gun to his head, I think, or something like that. I think he's just messing with them. And I think they may, and if they are the Reapers, I think they may be just doing this just so they can get to Maggie. We'll see. I mean, it's hard to tell for sure if he even is part of the Reapers. You guys let me know what you think. But who knows? I mean, he definitely does give off, that vibe of being like a leader. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is Pope, which is the next thing I want to talk about, because a lot of people are curious as to who Pope is. I was about to say Hope. Who Pope is. If you remember from episode 17, where that one Reaper, he told Maggie, Pope marked you. So some people were kind of thinking that this may be Pope. I think it's possible. I mean, his name isn't Pope. His name is Maze, unless his last name is Pope or something, or his nickname is Pope. But I think it's possible. I mean, Pope sounds like, that sounds like a nickname. And I do think it's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Pope, and I think that kind of relates to Father Gabriel, right? Like Father Gabriel, Pope, and he's also testing Gabriel. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is Pope. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. And then we have a couple more images. Here's another one of Aaron and Gabriel. And you can see that blood, that scar he got on top of his head. So he probably got that from when they were in here. I don't know if they're gonna get into a fight or what. I'm assuming they will. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just hit him or something like that, because I do think I do think Aaron gets captured. So, and I think that's where he gets that wound. Maybe like Mace hits him or something like that in order to capture him, because he didn't have that in the earlier images. Like here's an earlier image, and this is probably like in the beginning of the episode. There's no wound there, so he had to have gotten that while he was in that building. It's also kind of hard to tell with these extra 6 episodes if anything is going to happen to any major characters, because I feel like on a regular season, like if this was like in the middle of the season or something, having a lot of focus on certain characters is usually a bad sign. But it's hard to tell with the extra 6 episodes because each episode is focusing on a certain character. But a lot of people have, been wondering and have even asked me if I think, any of these characters will die. A lot of people are leaning more towards Eren. But we'll see. I mean, Eren does seem to get captured, or he seems to be getting caught up with Maze first, so it's definitely a possibility. But we'll see. I still think they both will be okay. I feel like they're gonna save the major character deaths until season 11. But we'll see. But yeah, let's move on and talk about the opening minutes now. So I've mentioned this before, but I'm really excited for this episode because I think it has a possibility of being really good. I mean, just the look of the episode in terms of the imagery, I talked about this in my previous videos, but there's just something about this episode that looks good, to say the least. And then also the character Maze is also making me excited. But the opening minutes opens up with some shots of some flowers, and then we have this dandelion, and there's some blood on it. So that's what I mean, like there's some dark imagery in these opening minutes. We're gonna get to see some more in a second. But yeah, Eren and Gabriel are walking and they get surrounded by walkers. So this is that scene that we saw earlier in the stills. So they just have a bunch of walkers around them. And I like the way they shot this, because so instead of showing them kill the walkers, which we've seen like 100 bazillion times, they cut to the flowers and we just see the blood, on the flowers. So again, some dark, powerful imagery there, blood on the flowers. Obviously, flowers are all about life and stuff like that. So, and we're going to see more of that kind of stuff in a second. And again, I think it's going to do a deep dive on the characters and how they feel. So they come across this like abandoned house that's been like completely destroyed, and then when they walk through, Gabriel pulls out this map, and you can see here the map says unsearched structures something food sources. So I don't know what it says before food sources, but they're out searching for food and supplies and stuff like that. And I think Maggie gave them this map. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that maybe Maze and them are the Reapers, and if the Reapers were following Maggie and knew what Maggie was doing, they would know that Maggie would go after this abandoned building with supplies, and maybe that's why they went there. So just a thought, but you guys let me know what you think about that. And they come across like these 3 people, and it looks like almost like a family, which makes it very sad. I feel like that this is a family, and there's flowers on top, and Eren and Gabriel are standing there, and that's what I mean, stuff like that. I feel like it's filled in this episode for some reason, and I think it's great. I do like imagery and stuff like that on the show. And Eren sees these and says like, any kind of questions like, what happened here? And Gabriel says like, we'll never know, and he just sort of walks off. And then they come across this walker who's just like chilling. Like seriously, if you've seen the opening minutes, like the walker is like literally asleep, I think, because I didn't know. It's so weird because they throw a rock at the walker and then it wakes up. So I kind of find that a little funny, but yeah, the walker, he's sort of like stuck, I think, to this pole. So when like he lifts himself, his back just completely comes off. And once again, I gotta say this, like every once in a while, I always talk about this and how they always make the walkers look good. The makeup looks really good, the makeup and effects. And 10 years into the show, they're still doing a great job and coming up with creative ways to show walkers, to for them to kill walkers, all these creative stuff, which is always like one aspect of the show that I can appreciate. But yeah, I totally love like the vibe of these opening minutes, and Eren and Gabriel are just like slowly walking, and they're just examining the world around them. Again, I think it's going to be a deep dive into their characters and how they're feeling, and I like it, which is why I think this episode has the potential to be really good, because it can have the action stuff with Maze in them and the building, but then also has like good character stuff with Gabriel and Eren. But yeah, continuing on, Gabriel pulls out this timer that he had, and he winds it up and then he throws it. and the timer just goes off, and then a bunch of walkers get up. So they're all just like chilling here in this. I mean, you can see the grass is like, it's not even grass, it's like bushes and tumbleweeds, and like the grass is super high. So I'm sure there might be some close calls too, because these walkers are practically all hiding. So that's why it was a smart move for him to throw that little alarm. But yeah, that is where the opening minutes ends off. So just two real quick little things. You guys let me know what you think about them. I wanted to share with you guys and give you guys my thoughts and opinions about that. But as far as this video goes, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Again, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to hit the subscribe button because we have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like rating, and again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below about what do you think is gonna happen in this episode. And as always, thanks for watching, please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.